Hi everyone, welcome to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel. This is Rena. Today we are sharing Zodiac sheep. This is number 8 of the Mama Elephant Zodiac series. This is part of the March release, which will drop on March 15th. Here's a look at Zodiac sheep, and they're so cute. I love how fluffy they are. Of course, these Zodiac stamp sets come with the matching balloon and different little images that you can use to accessorize your animals. If you have any other of the Zodiac sets, you can always mix and match the little stamps that they all come with. Here is a look at the coordinating dies for Zodiac sheep, and it will come with 2 U-shaped dies. You can position that on top of the sheep's hand so you can create a slit to insert one of the images so it can hold it. So for my inspiration for this card, I wanted to do a counting sheep kind of card. So I thought, I needed a fence, and I also needed it to be nighttime, so I thought I'd make a little bit of a galaxy background here. So I believe I'm using Bristle Smooth cardstock, and I'm using my Distress ink, which I have not used in forever, so I'm going to try to use them more. I've chosen 4 colors of the Distress ink: Tumbled Glass, Salty Ocean, Chipped Sapphire, and Black Soot. And I'm doing it ink to paper, direct to paper, and then I'm just using my little brush just to mash some of the colors together, and then I'm doing the dark, and then I did it too dark, so then I'm adding more color. But with a galaxy, it doesn't have to be perfect, which is great about making these galaxy cards. I really love the purple, so I wanted to add more purple, and it looked really vibrant. You can't really tell on camera because my lights are bright, but it looked really nice in person. And then I'm topping it off with some white acrylic paint splatter. So I'm going to color these Zodiac sheep 2 different ways. So this first one, I'm doing it in sort of a flesh tone color, but I'm not going to try to color the whole sheep in this flesh tone color. I'm just using the flesh tone as a shadow. And then I'm just lightly doing it just so that there's color on the outside fluff of the sheep, and I just love how fluffy these guys are. I'm also going to do, I believe for this one, a pink face, and then just to add color, I'm just going to use just really rosy cheeks and a dark pink nose, and then all of his hands and feet and ears are going to be in a dark gray. So here's the second set of sheep that I'm going to color. I wanted to color this a little bit different, so it's going to be white, so I'm going to use kind of a light gray to create some shadows and a little bit of depth, and this is super easy coloring. I believe I'm using the toner grays. I believe this is a T0 here, and then he will have a pink face. I believe I used the R00 and R01 colors for his face. I just wanted to have just a little bit different color theme for this set of cards. They're so adorable. I also add a little bit of dot detailing on them just so there's a little bit of texture. So here's that U-shaped die. You position it on top of the hand and then you run it through your die cut machine. This will create that little slit, and anytime you die cut a die cut, there will be a little bit of an indentation, but I haven't been fixing that indentation because usually after I insert the little stamp that I want it to hold, it usually covers that up. But if you did want to soften the dent, I would use a bone folder or run it through your die cut machine again without the die just to flatten that out a little bit. So I cut out a little bit of landscaping using the Grassy Trio dies, and I'm adding a bit of color using Distress ink in Mode Lawn. So I was thinking about how I wanted to do my counting sheep scene, so I figured I needed a fence. So I'm using one of the bigger dies from the Inside Pop Fence Creative Cuts. And the fence is meant to be interactive and go inside a card, but I thought I would just cut it down with my paper trimmer and cut it to the size that I need to span a landscape card. So I'm just doing some simple cutting here, and then I'm just making sure that I have like 3 little fence sections. And then also I took my Skybursters die and I cut out the galaxy background that we made earlier. At this point it had already dried, so I did cut that out, and it cuts out separate that oval piece, but I just taped it down because I wanted it all one piece. So I'm going to start putting this card together. I'm going to pop up my grass using some double-sided foam tape. I'm just going to put that at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my fence, and then I'm going to just glue that down behind the grass. And then I had colored 3 different sheep, and I'm going to make it look like they're all kind of jumping over the fence. This card was cracking me up at this point because I just love how fluffy they are. So I did cut out and colored some of the smaller images, and then I'm just having them hold different ones just so you could see what it looks like when they're holding the little images. And I have like a little envelope. One is going to hold a little cupcake, and the other one is going to hold another one of those envelopes. So cute. I did stamp out the sentiment from the stamp set, Happy Belated Birthday. And instead of using foam tape, I'm just stacking up a couple of these sentiment strips together. So there's a little bit of height on my sentiment, and then I'm just going to glue it on the front of my card. On that Skybursters Creative Cuts set, there are some dies that cut out these awesome stars, so I wanted to add some stars to my card. So I just cut them out using white paper, and I'm just adhering them all over the place. I love adhering stars on my cards. I just love the way it looks. So I'm calling that card done, and I'm going to adhere it to a card base. So I'm going to make another card in kind of a lighter theme because, confession, when I had made that first card, I didn't like it for some reason. And I was thinking, oh, I'll make a pastel card. I'll like it better. But then after I made this pastel card, I liked the darker card with it. It was weird. So I ended up loving that card after I made this card. So I'm really using the same formula, except I'm using different colors. So I use the Mama Elephant Piggy Bank ink to ink blend my background. And then I have the other colored sheep that I have here. I'm doing the same exact format where I try to make them look like they're all kind of jumping over the fence. This one, instead of the cupcake and the envelopes, they're going to hold the cute little sheep balloon. So all of them are going to hold a balloon. And I'm using double-sided foam tape to adhere them to the card. And this card is the same, but I'm using just tiny different little elements, so it looks a little bit different. So I feel like my other card was my nighttime card, and this is my daytime card. So I'm using, I believe this is Mama Elephant Mojito ink to stamp out the sentiment. I'm using the same one from the stamp set, the Happy Belated Birthday. I did stack up those sentiment strips. And then instead of stars, I am going to add some clouds. These were already cut out on my desk. I believe these were from Display a Card. So since I had them cut out already, that's what I used to adhere. And then I'm placing all of the different balloons with their sheep. I loved how this card turned out. That's it. I'm calling that card done. Here's a look at the completed cards. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel. Please join me tomorrow. We're going to do some agenda fun with the Little Sloth agenda. Okay, I hope you guys have an awesome day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy crafting. Bye, guys.